hot sleeper. Do you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night overheated and drenched in sweat? Something I did not know until I did more research is that if the body is too hot, it simply will not fall into the deeper levels of sleep. This could be the reason why you feel like you get plenty of hours of sleep, but still are exhausted in the morning. However,
Tons coming up on today's show. Chip and Joe.
Alrighty, welcome back. We're on the Bugatti. Right now, at the present moment, Colton is wiping on the guide coat that we have.
teacher, but she was his teacher. If it was a she.
With a jury deciding in France that it is not defamatory to claim that Brigitte Macron is not entirely female. Now, when Candace Owens started up saying Brigitte Macron may have a little French auto pen of her own, c'est simplement auto pen! Emmanuel.
Everyone is talking about this new gift idea. My wife surprised me with this, and now I'm hooked with this.
Here's Trump addressing that, which I referenced a moment ago. Like, if these files, to whatever extent these files exist or are real, well, they were just in the hands of Comey, Obama, Biden, a whole bunch of people that we don't trust, and I think that that's what Trump is worried about. So take a look.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden, and we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release.
Okay, so first off, I love that he said that at the end. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. I think that is him being as clear as he can, like, don't listen to me. She's the Attorney General. She should do what she's supposed to do. That's number one. Number two is the more important thing, though, which I think is this idea that if the files were there, and we know all of the tricks that these did to take out Trump, whether it was to make sure his businesses couldn't exist in New York, or whether it was that he was a Russian agent, or that he was an insurrectionist, or everything else, he is leery of whatever may or may not be in the documents. The problem, I think, is that the base, or a certain set of the base, or at least the Twitter base, is so riled up about this that it's like, will there be an answer? Like, if you release everything, if you do exactly what Nikki said right there, which again, I agree with you, redact all the images, release everything, if it doesn't have the smoking gun, will it stop the people who are down that rabbit hole from further trying to destroy Trump? And that would be the worst of all situations here, I think. If you're tossing and turning at night or feeling off during the day, it's time to try CBD from CB Distillery. Millions are using it, and over 90% report better sleep. But it's not just sleep. CB Distillery is clean, targeted formulas for stress, focus, post-workout pain, and even pets. No fillers, just high-quality CBD trusted by over 2 million customers and backed by 100% money-back guarantee. If you're still searching for relief, join the millions making the switch. Right now, get 25% off your entire purchase with CB Distillery with promo code Ruben. That's cbdistillery.com, promo code Ruben. Availability may vary.
You want more energy? Take caffeine. You want better?
I wish I never found this brand. Now I can't wear anything else. Right now, if you're seeing this video, you've
When you're starting a film, what is your process? Like, if you don't know a director?
Every project is sort of the same. It doesn't matter if I know the director or don't know the director. I try to avoid reading the script. not because I'm against great screenplays, but because I want to know what's in the director's head. So what I usually do is they either come here or we go out for dinner, and there's usually a good bottle of wine involved. And I say, so tell me the story. Because then I know what is important to him in the story. He'll leave out all that stuff that is, secondary, that is important. And I get a sense of the tone somehow, and tone can mean two things in this case. I mean, it can mean the tone, even the light, how he's going to light the thing and what the colors palette is going to be like. And that has to sort of match up with what I'm writing and the sounds I'm using and the orchestration, etc. So all that happens sort of in the first conversation. And then I go away and usually sit down and just write, which pretentiously I call a suite, but it's actually a diary. So I start off with trying to find a theme, and sort of on the first day, right? Or find a sound, or it might not actually be that yet. For instance, on Dune, the whole process was, let's make new sounds. Let's make this thing is set in the future. It's science fiction. Let's just go and then my late friend Chaz Smith, who was a welder but made these beautiful instruments, and his whole house was actually a resonating chamber, so you had to go to his place to play these instruments because the house was the resonating chamber.
Right. I'd like to take a second to talk to you about this channel. This is actually Rick Beato 2. I've had it since the beginning of my main channel, and many of you are not subscribed. As a matter of fact, 87% of the people that watch this channel regularly are not subscribed. So I encourage you to hit the subscribe button on this channel and on my main channel. This will help me get even more of my dream guests and help continue to grow both channels. Thank you.
Inventing instruments, go on big sampling expeditions, program a lot of sounds, etc. And then I sit down and then I just start writing. And I every day I write a little bit, and I don't go back, I don't correct. And so I just go through it until inevitably the music editor or the director or somebody says, something, I think it's time to write the picture. I think it's time. A prime example is like Inception, for instance, where I was writing without having a picture because Chris was shooting. And then he finished shooting and I said, okay, let's have it, let's have the picture. And he said, well, something, it's been going so well with you just writing and giving me these pieces of music. I want you to finish the score, and then I'll show you.
Was he using them as like temp music?
Yes, absolutely. And so I got mean and twisted because I knew the script really well. I really did know it. So I would send the pieces over now without titles, seeing if he could guess, if he could feel, or if I was specific enough that he would know where this thing would go, right? And my test scene in that film was Marion Cotillard is going to commit suicide, and she goes out on the ledge and her shoe drops. And I had a note which was going to hit that shoe drop, right? But I didn't tell Chris, right? So then when he showed me the film for the first time, everything was in place, including the shoe drop.
Wow.
To a degree, it's like, and I'm being silly. He's got one shot in this first part of Dune when they arrive on the planet, and there's a guy playing the bagpipes, which I actually thought was really great. But I did like the tune he was playing. So Guthrie Govan, the world's greatest guitarist, who after all does have Celtic roots, redid the bagpipe tune on the guitar. And I don't know, months later, we're in New York. Denny and I were doing a question and answer thing in a theatre packed with people, and somebody asked me about the bagpipes, and I'm going, oh, actually it's not bagpipes at all, it's Guthrie playing the guitar. And Denise going, what, my beautiful bagpipes? It's not my bagpipes? And I'm going, no, actually it's Guthrie playing guitar. And this goes on for a bit, and then we're back to question and answer, and then he breaks it again and he goes, are there any other secrets you need to tell me? You know, how do I write? I mean, I write by trying to find something new, trying to tell a story, you know, surrounding myself with incredibly talented musicians, people who can give great feel and context to the notes I've clumsily have written. I am a very good synth programmer. I can actually say that. So that's a lot of what I do.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, sometimes I've spent days making a sound, and then somebody kicks me and goes, write the notes, you know. And my life has been music from as far as I can remember. I was thrown out of 8 schools because all I wanted to do was play the piano, and I wasn't interested in any of the other stuff. And I was lucky, you know. Yes, I had a period of living in rat-infested places and with a, you know, single coil ring. You put the baked beans on top of it, and that was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And actually, the fun part of that which was really, truly not fun. So I was getting into synthesizers, and so I go, okay, tonight I'm gonna like come up with some really cool sounds, with the one problem that the electric meter, you had to put shillings in.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, and I just remember, like, you know, I had my whole setup, and I was so excited. I had my cup of coffee, and I was gonna go, and I'm just about to switch it on when both electricity goes out.
Watch what magnesium does to your bowels.
If you have to wipe more than 4 times after you poop,
when you're starting a film, what is your process? Like, if you don't know a director?
Every project is sort of the same. It doesn't matter if I know the director or don't know the director. I try to avoid reading the script. Not because I am against great screenplays, but because I want to know what's in the director's head.
is up, horsepower heathens? My name is Alec, and we are out here on the Pennzoil Proving Grounds to give you a quick look at just some of our available inventory units. Now, as a reminder, this is just a glimpse, so if you're looking for our entire inventory of performance cars, trucks, and SUVs, visit our website or check out the link in the description below to see complete galleries with photos and videos and specs on every single one of these cars. Now, let's not waste any more time. We've got a storm rolling in. We're gonna dive right into it. Sitting right next to me is a 2025 Vapor Blue Metallic Dark Horse Mustang with our Super Venom upgrade. Under the hood is a supercharged 5-liter Coyote V8 that produces over 850 horsepower. With the Super Venom upgrade, you also get an incredible and iconic livery, and you get, of course, the Venom Arrow. What does that consist of? You get the front splitter, fender vents, side skirts, rear deck lid spoiler, ducktail, and so much more. In addition to that, you get upgraded wheels, upgraded interior. This is the bee's knees when it comes to the Mustang. So if you're looking for an American pony car, check this out. Let's move on. Next, we have the iconic